and hand the mic over to you, Trevor.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it. And grateful that everyone can be here just this morning. Yeah, so I'll just kind of give an overview of AIM and just kind of what we do and what we're about. AIM started about 18 years ago, where Don and Bridget Brewster they went on a trip to Cambodia, and they saw what was happening with human trafficking there, and just couldn't go back home and not think about it. So they just kind of dropped everything and decided, like, we're just going to move to Cambodia and just start doing whatever we can. They didn't really have any training or anything like that, but they just had a heart and just wanted to do something. And so that's just kind of how AIM started. And we've been fortunate to grow substantially as an organization since then. Over the past 18 years, we've actually been able to rescue over 1,700 survivors. And we've also helped with the arrest of over 600 traffickers. Um, so there's lots of different things that we do, but obviously those numbers are definitely the numbers that we try to go after as much as possible. um, so our program, we essentially have four different pieces to AIM's approach. We try to be as holistic as possible because human trafficking is, obviously just a very complicated subject and a complicated issue, and there's so many different things that go into it. But we start with rescues. Rescues is always step number one. Um, we have our own SWAT team where we actually work with Cambodian authorities and work with them to essentially shut down brothels where we will get intel from different sources from the police or just from anonymous tips. We'll locate brothels and then work to shut them down. Once a brothel has been shut down, we do have teams that go in with social workers that work directly with survivors and help them. One really cool thing actually is many of the social workers that work with AIM are survivors that had been rescued in the past. So one thing that they're able to do is, after they've gone through a restoration process, they go back into that and they can be some of the first people that a survivor can speak with. And it's someone that, has been through exactly what they've gone through. So it's a really healing opportunity to be able to have, someone that's gone through that just right there during a rescue. We actually, just a few weeks ago, we were able to shut down a brothel in Cambodia, and we were able to rescue 9 people, 8 of which were minors, and we were able to arrest one trafficker as well. So that's just a really great success story that was just recent. That was just a few weeks ago, so that was very exciting. So yeah, so rescue is definitely a huge part. But one nice thing that is about AIM is we do go further than that. We do have a restoration process where, once somebody has been rescued from human trafficking, there's obviously a lot of trauma to work through with that. So we have a restoration home and a transition home as well for, people that are a little bit older. But the restoration home is primarily for minors that have been rescued from human trafficking. So they kind of go through that process where they're able to work with teachers and counselors and social workers and essentially go through a healing process where they are able to just, recover. And we stick with our survivors for their entire life. So it's not just a, cookie cutter process that they go through. It's, once somebody has been through a restoration home, they have access to our social workers and our counselors for the rest of their lives. So we try and be as hands-on with each survivor as possible and ensure that they're equipped for the rest of their life. And there's we have a very high success rate of people who have gone through our program not returning to trafficking, which is something that we're very proud of. And yeah, so once somebody has gone through the restoration process and they've gone through the restoration home, we do also offer opportunities for employment. And that's, one part where partners like Pure Dreamwear have been super helpful for us because, we need to be able to have some kind of a product so that way we can offer employment. So our employment center currently employs about 85 workers, and We do have the capacity in the room to employ more, so we are hoping to expand for more partnerships and have more orders available, but that's just something that we're working towards in the future. Um, but so we have our employment center, and that is essentially a place where once somebody has gone through the restoration process, they can start to learn valuable job skills. It's a place where they can earn a living wage. We essentially created the employment center because, like you kind of saw in the video, there was a financial need where when somebody, was rescued from human trafficking, one of the things that happens is if there's no employable job skills or something that they can fall back on, then financial desperation kind of forces that person to go right back into that life, unfortunately. So the employment center was kind of born out of that necessity to where we need to be able to have some kind of an avenue to move forward and help that person have marketable job skills, be able to find employment in the future. So it is a launching pad to lots of different careers, and it just allows them to, essentially move forward and kind of reintegrate back into society successfully. So we've been able to help lots of people find great jobs and move on to do wonderful things. But there's also no pressure to move on from the employment center. We've had people that have continued to work at the employment center for 5, 6, 7 years, and they're always welcome at the employment center. So it's something to where we come alongside each survivor and kind of meet them where they need us to meet them. So we try to take a individual approach, and we're never going to pressure somebody to be like, hey, you've been at the employment center for a couple of years now, it's probably time to move on. So that's just something that we're very sensitive of, and we try to make it as beneficial of an environment as possible. So we have while they're at the employment center, we give access to childcare, we offer meals, we have counselors and social workers that are available. We try to make it as healing of a place to be as possible. So that's just one, really cool aspect of the employment center. And that's kind of where my job role comes in. I mean, my job is to kind of, network with other organizations and partnerships and try and find people that want to come alongside our employment center and, partner with us and help us be able to provide jobs. And, that's why we make lots of different things, t-shirts and kimonos, and we make flannels, which I'm wearing right now. We make, totes and lots of different things. So we try and be as diverse as possible and hope to continue to expand it and continue to offer new things that we can provide, more employment opportunities and more jobs. So that's just a little bit of an overview of kind of what AIM does as an organization. And yeah, we're super grateful for all the partnerships and donors that have come alongside us, and we're always excited to engage new people and would love the opportunity to partner with you guys as well.
Fantastic. Thanks, Trevor. And look, I think that's so inspiring to hear about the great work that's happening, and obviously, as you know, we're all in. So in terms of being supporters and wanting to see the work there expand and grow, and I think that's something that drives us on. Melissa and I think about that, and we've shared that with a lot of people on the call, that for us being able to continue to make Pure Dreamwear successful as we transition to our new brand, Goodnap. We want to see that grow and grow and grow, because the more, for us, it's really about impact, right? So the more people that know about us and know about what we're doing for Pure Dreamwear and Goodnap, and more people, customers that get on board and buy and able to wear those beautiful clothes and beautiful sleepwear that are made by survivors. There's so much to it, and so much more than just the garment itself. So thank you, Trevor.
And Trevor, I mentioned earlier before we hopped on this Zoom call that the work that Tiro coordinates at the center is absolutely incredible. You've got counselors there on the same level as the girls sewing, available at any time, and they have this fantastic buddy system, so that a girl, that when she leaves that transition home or the restoration home, she's got that someone there to guide her right through the whole process. And last week there was 22 girls that got a sewing certificate, and it was a real achievement and something to be celebrated, and we love that. And I've got to say, the work they do is absolutely fantastic. Like, I'll just show you. This is they did this work here with piping, and a satin cuff on a knit pajama top, and it's just beautiful. Like, incredible work. The way the training is fantastic and well supported. So look, we can't recommend you guys enough.
I think that's a great thing. I think one of the things that, we see that spirit of excellence that comes through, and the workmanship as well. And I think that's really beautiful, because I think that ties into the whole story about, with the value that's placed on the survivors and their lives, and the fact that the training that goes into to help them, succeed and grow is not just a token effort or I will hope that's straight. I hope you can. So like, it's genuinely, how to develop those skills so they've got skills for life. So I think that's fantastic.
And then there's the budgeting advice, and then they can go on to uni and become teachers in the school. I love that. I think it's just a fantastic place. You're doing an incredible job. But I'm sure there's lots of people with questions.
Yeah. So